Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Stryftek and I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. Is it worth your time? On trial today. Trek to Yomi. Releasing today, May 5th, 2022 on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, this is a cinematic action-adventure side-scroller game. Listed with two developers, Leonard Menciari, who also worked on the Eternal Castle and Riot Civil Unrest, and Flying Wild Hog, known for the Shadow Warrior series, Evil West, Hard Reset, and Juju. Trek to Yomi focuses a lot on its cinematic presentation. Every scene and camera angle replicates classic samurai films. However, in its quest for cinematic perfection, some of the gameplay elements fall a little short. You play as Hiroki, a young samurai in training. During one of your lessons, the town is attacked and your master is called away to defend it. You too take up arms and successfully defend your village. However, the final confrontation, your master sacrifices himself, saving your life.
Hiroki, mina ga onushi o tayotte oru. Mina o mamoru to chigiri o kawase.
Years pass and you grow into a fine adult, leading the town alongside your love Aiko. Again, the town comes under attack by the same people and you must defend. You'll need to choose between love, duty, and vengeance, each with its own outcome. And that's where I'm going to stop. There's a lot more I could say about the story, but as I mentioned, this game focuses on its cinematic presentation, and a big portion of that is the story itself. So if I were to go on, I'd end up just spoiling things. I will say the story is good, albeit predictable, but what really sells it is the presentation itself, and we'll chat more about that when we get to the graphics section. The game has two modes, we'll call them, and it switches between them as you play. A 3D exploration mode and a 2D side-scrolling combat mode. So in some areas, you'll find you can move around freely in any direction. There are no enemies, it's just for you to look around, find collectibles, ammo, talk to people, and just explore. Later, you'll find yourself in areas in which you cannot explore freely, only able to move left and right. It's here you'll likely be drawing your sword. The parts where you're exploring are mostly great. You get to walk around these beautifully crafted areas and find collectibles that expand the culture of the game you're playing. The mostly part is that far too often I found myself stuck on objects and would have to make sort of micro adjustments to move around them. Now, this could be because I'm playing on a keyboard and I'm not using a joystick, but still, the edges could have used a little bit of smoothing. Another minor annoyance was that each time you moved off screen, everything would shift and you'd have to reorient yourself and change the direction you were running. Now, I understand they wanted to frame each shot and make each shot just perfect and try to evoke a certain emotion with each area. I just personally find it a little disorienting and distracting. It's just tough to get a picture in your mind of what this place really looks like because each frame changes its perspective and you're running in a different direction, yet still going the same direction. Again, this is probably just a personal gripe. Combat itself is fun, though a little rudimentary, but I think this is their way of adding more realism into the game. Or it could be I'm too used to modern day gameplay conveniences. For example, when you roll, you get like 2 iframes. That's it. Or in other words, a good 9 out of 10 times I rolled, I got hit and died anyway. The other thing that kept killing me was the lack of animation canceling. Far too often I'd start a move and wouldn't be able to roll out of it or stop it and I'd just get killed. Again, probably more realistic, but annoying nonetheless. But overall, the game was really fun to play and really did make you feel like you were in a samurai movie. My one big suggestion is that your first playthrough be on medium difficulty. Easy is far too easy and the Ronin difficulty is far too difficult for a first playthrough. To really enjoy this cinematic experience, medium really is the best way to go. Then of course your next playthroughs you can choose other difficulties. You need a total of 3 playthroughs to get all the endings. Or if you don't want to do that, you can watch the other endings video up on my channel soon. Every frame of every scene have been given that cinematic touch. Their goal was to serve up a cinematic experience, and they delivered. Each camera angle was specifically picked to immerse you more, and they literally made places like this little outcropping here just so you can stand and enjoy. I get how this may not be the style for everyone, and truth be told, I wasn't sold at first either, but it really did grow on me. And if you take a little bit of time and just go back and look up some of the old samurai movies, you'll see that they really did nail it. All of this paired with the soundtrack will give you moments you'll remember for some time to come. So, is it worth your time? My first playthrough took about 8 hours, and then I ran through it twice more to see the other endings and try the other difficulties. In total, right now, I've sunk about 20 hours into it, and that might have been a bit due to a couple of difficult to find collectibles. So at $20 full price, if you take 8 hours to beat it, you walk away with about a $2.50 an hour entertainment value. And of course, that value gets better as you complete it more times and spend more hours on it. Or if you have Game Pass, it's there day one, making it essentially free. Okay, well, not really free, you're paying for Game Pass and all, but you get the point. You're basically getting a remastered old school samurai movie made playable through the power of video games, and it was amazing. It certainly had its flaws, don't get me wrong, but the cinematic presentation of the story while you played the game was well worth any flaw I found. So yes, this is worth your time. My name is Stryftek, and thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you either thought this video was worth your time, or you fell asleep at your keyboard. Either way, those are both great reasons to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Is It Worth Your Time?